In the last class, we had seen a general introduction of a properties of fluids. What is a fluid? That means which can flow, and the definition of pressure and units of pressure. A simple problem calculating pressure we had seen in this first class. Now, relating to that, how the pressure can be maintained and how the Pascal law is defined and what are the applications of Pascal law. Let's see in one by one in this class. What the Pascal law actually Blaise Pascal actually invented and observed the Pascal law. What is meant by that? The pressure in a fluid at rest means static position is at all points same at all points if they are at same height. The height is important here. Now let us see simple how this Pascal law can be defined. See a simple jar where water is there. In this we consider A, B, C is the element. Let's say this is horizontal to that, not vertical. A, B, C. Now this is, and again D, E, F, D, E, F. So this is a simple element, you can observe it, where this is like a horizontal element. The element of a interior of the fluid which is at rest. The element which is fluid element, we consider this fluid element, we consider ABC and DEF. The element in the form of right angled prism means making 90 degrees. This is theta 1 and this is theta 2. Let's say simple and extraction. Theta 1, theta 2, the 90 degrees, right? So the effect of gravity on the element can be ignored. It has been enlarged for the sake of clarity over here, and it can be enlarged, but it is a small element. On the horizontal range, everywhere the effect of gravity remains same, and the element is also at the same height, right? Now the prismatic element is very small. The part of can be considered the same depth, right? Now how this is, let's say this is the force exerted by the fluid on the simple fluid element is F, and F, which is A, B, C. So opposite to this one you can write it as Fa force, and opposite to C Fc, opposite to B Fc force is there, right? Now equal pressures which is called as PA. Sorry, this is B, PB, and PC is the force. Of course, this is the area, this is the area, and this is area of the element. Now here you observe that sine theta 2 opposite side by hypotenuse. For the sine theta 2, what is that? Opposite side, and what is hypotenuse? And in terms of forces, in terms of areas, you can write it. The equilibrium condition we can write, right? So that we can write that pressure remains the same at all the heights. We'll find out the simple relation. Sin theta 2, what is that? This is the opposite side FC, corresponding hypotenuse FB. So how do you write? FB sin theta 2 is equal to FC, right? Now this is a simple relation, and similarly cos theta 2 for this, how do you write this one? Adjacent side FA, this is by FB. So FB cos theta 2 is equal to FA, right? In a similar fashion, you can by the geometry you can write it as, how do you write? Sin theta 2 is equals to AC by AB. Cos theta 2 is equal to AA by AB. So you write it as sin theta 2 is equal to right, AB sin theta 2 is equal to AC, AB cos theta 2 is equal to AA. So this is a simple geometrical analysis where you can easily understand pressure exerted in the same, because if you divide it, what you will get? If you divide it, you will get it as, from the definition, FB by AB, FC by AC, FA A by AA, which is equal to PB, which is equal to PC, is equal to PA, are same. At same height, pressure remains same. This gives the Pascal law. Pressure in a fluid at rest at same all points if they are at same height, right? The hydraulic brakes in the car brakes, generally this is a simple application. Area and force are related, so that pressure can be connected in this way. Again, it is to remind that pressure is not the vector quantity, pressure is scalar quantity. Which is not mentioned with direction, because so many directions the force can be acted, it cannot be defined as a single direction, right? Suppose in the same way you consider earlier the rectangle element, you consider here like horizontal bar is there, uniform cross section, which is there in the equilibrium as the fluid is static. Now it is in equilibrium, and it can be balanced because the pressure remains same, means horizontal force exerted at the two ends, the horizontal force exerted at two ends, here and here. This proves that the liquid equilibrium is at pressure at all points in the horizontal plane actually. Suppose a pressure were not equal, what happens? There would be a flow of fluid actually. If pressure is not equal, there is a pressure, fluid can be flow, because when pressure difference is existed, ultimately the pressure can be, sorry, the fluid can be flown from high pressure to low pressure. That is a general thing. But here the fluid is not moving, like not in motion, so that it is in equilibrium, right? Hence the absence of flow of pressure, it must be everywhere, and wind flow air due to pressure differences generally where we observe that the wind flows from one region to other region, it means that there is a pressure difference is existed, right? Now, how the pressure can be varied with the depth is, depth or height is affected to pressure or not. I can say definitely yes. As height is changing, definitely P can be changed. P can be changed. Let's say a simple formula: gauge pressure, absolute pressure, atmospheric pressure. What absolute pressure, atmospheric pressure, gauge pressure? Let's see and with the formulas. For this, actually, the variation of pressure with depth, for this we consider a long jar where water or like liquid is present with a density which is called as rho. Right. Now I consider a cylinder called as horizontal cylinder. Horizontal cylinder. You can consider the pressures at the region 1 and 2, right, which is of height h, which is of height h, right. Of course, mg is acting downward, and pressure at 1 and 2 can be calculated. So this is mg acting downward. You can write it as pressure p1 here and pressure p2 over here. What the pressure if the pressure is not uniform, we can find out pressure difference, otherwise pressure difference becomes 0. Here this fluid is at rest now, and where the horizontal forces, some of them become 0, and vertical forces balanced with the weight which is called mg. The force acting vertical direction due to the pressure at the top one, here this is called as area ia. So at this, the force which is called as at the top base, top layer or face, p1a, and here this is called as p2a, right? And pressure difference at the bottom, pressure becomes more because is a more height or more depth from the top. So here p2a greater than p1a. Now p2a minus p1a, what is that? This is a force difference. the force difference which is being balanced actually by mg. You can write it as net force sigma f y is equal to mg here, right? Now how do you write this one? P A is common, P2 minus P1 is equal to m into g, right, by A, by A. Now P2 minus P1 is equal to mg by A. I am multiplying and dividing with height for my convenience, right? Now what you get it actually, area into height. This is area into height. What you can think of, height h is there, area into height, which is called as volume. So P2 minus P1 is equal to mgh by volume. P2 minus P1 is equal to mass by volume into gh. P2 minus P1 is equal to rho gh. Rho is called as density of the fluid. Density of the fluid, right? So this is a simple relation of pressure difference. So P2 minus P1 is rho gh. Rho gh. Suppose I am considering point 1 is it open to the surface. Let's say you can imagine this one. This is a P1 and this is a P2, or a point 1 and point 2. So if this is open to the air or like atmosphere, obviously the point P1 can be referred as PA. This is called as atmospheric pressure. Atmospheric pressure. P2 can be P, let us say. P2 can be P. Now how do you write this one? So P2 can be P and P1 can be PA. So substitute this one, P minus P atmospheric pressure is equal to rho GH. Rho GH. This P minus PA difference of pressure to atmospheric pressure, which is called as gauge pressure. This is called as gauge pressure, right? Now total pressure P is equal to PA plus rho GH. This is called as absolute pressure. This is absolute pressure, this is atmospheric pressure, this is gauge pressure. Atmospheric pressure plus gauge pressure, which is called as absolute pressure. Okay. So most of the times in the problems, this is helpful for finding, called as gauge pressure. PG you can write, no issue. Right. So we can see a similar number of problems and hydrostatic paradox. If you design different types of shapes of open tubes, if you pour the water, now the water level remains same, and that means that pressure at the same heights would be the same. That is called as hydrostatic paradox. Let's see the simple analysis and figure. See these simple figures where like three different types of shapes or columns like A, B, C, where A, B, C are the open ends. So we consider these three vessels A, B, C with the different shapes. They are connected at the bottom at, at a, like a horizontal pipe, and on pouring water and filling the water at sea. After some time, you observe that the water levels remains are same even though they hold different amounts of liquid. So here obviously the amount is less, amount is more, amount is comparably almost. So if then they hold a different amounts of fluids, they maintain they maintain same pressure below each section of this vessel, right? So what you can conclude that the base area or shape is irrespective, height, height, height are same. Now pressure remains same. So, right? So this is simple illustration to say that. So general pressure, which is definition is rho g h. Rho is density, gravity, acceleration due to gravity, height. So these are the, let's say, simple problems, and their solutions were based on absolute pressure, gauge pressure, all that. So what is the pressure on a swimmer 10 meters below the surface of the lake? Generally, this you can think of, this is a surface of the lake where a swimmer can swim at the depth of 10 meters. So what is the pressure on him? This is a simple question. Pressure on him, obviously, as the swimmer can go at the higher depths, pressure becomes more and more. That is very well known to us. The top, what is the pressure is there? It is open to atmosphere. So at this, atmospheric pressure is there. Atmospheric pressure, this is called as PA. Now what is this gauge pressure? A gauge is there. This is called as rho g h. Rho g h. Right? Now obviously lake means water is there. Fluid rho, which is called rho of water, is equal to 1000 kg meter cube. We know very well. Acceleration due to gravity, you take either 9.8 or 10 meters per second square. Height, which is given as 10 meters, right? Atmospheric pressure is 1.013 or 1.01 into 10 power 5 Pascal. What is the pressure on him? This is called as complete absolute pressure. P is equal to atmospheric pressure plus gauge pressure, rho g h. So P is equal to 1.01 into 10 power 5 rho g h. Rho means 10 power 3 1000 into 10 into height is 10. So which is 10 power 5. Here 10 power 5. You can simply write it as 1.01 plus 1.1. 1.01 plus 1. 2.01 into 10 power 5 Pascal. This is actual total pressure which is acting on him by the fluid. So that's what the swimmer can experience more pressure as he goes into more depth or more height from the surface. right? Another problem, the density of the atmosphere, not liquid, not fluid, atmosphere at sea level is 1.29 kg per meter cube, and assume that it does not change with the altitude. Then how high this atmosphere of this density can extend? Simple, how height it can be, where pressure is equal to rho gh. What the pressure? This is atmospheric pressure is equal to rho gh. What is atmospheric pressure? 1.01 into 10 power 5 Pascal, which is equal to rho gh. Height can be 1.01 into 10 power 5 by rho into g. 1.01 to 10 power 5 by rho means 1.29 into 10. Approximately I am taking 9.8 or 10, 9.8. So after doing calculation, you can get it as height h is equals to 7,989 kilometer. Approximately this is equivalent to, this is a meter, so h is equal to 7,989 kilometer, right? Now what is actually about 8 kilometers? In reality, the density of air decreases with the height. As you go above our heights, the density can be decreased. So the value of g and the atmosphere covers extend pressure over particularly 100 kilometers. In reality, about 100 kilometers, the atmospheric pressure covers and extends. And generally, we would see that the pressure at the sea level is 760 mm of Hg. Generally we can write it as mm of Hg, mercury level, but it may not be, it may be dropping of 10 as 750 or 770 mm of Hg we can consider, because the variation of density also playing important role of atmospheric pressure, right? So when approaching a storm, more like a dropping of more, uh, the dropping of 10 mm of Hg, the pressure increases decreases, which is a giving of signing of a storm which is approaching. So the pressure is an important role, playing role where finding the storms and other things. Okay, so the atmosphere extends over this kilometer, which is about 8 kilometers.